The NFL Championship week is officially here, and the San Francisco 49ers are hosting the Detroit Lions. Now, this is going to be a bang game for sure, but if the 49ers want to advance to that Super Bowl, they must stick to these keys to victory. Welcome to Keys to Victory. I'm your host, Wayne Breezy. This is brought to you by www.49erswebzone.com. You can go to the website right now, click on that link in the description of the show, check out the full article so that way you can read down in full detail what's going on. We are sponsored by Residency. Go to www.residency.com, use the promo code SFBreezy, and go ahead and get your fresh cap gear drip for the playoffs. All right, let's get right down to the nitty-gritty. Keys to victory versus the Lions. The Lions are the NFC North champions, okay? And that's, hey, they're coming to the NFC West to play the champions of the West. So you got the North and you got the West going at it, and it's going to be a bang game. Look, either team can win this game. They done fought hard to get to this place. But the Niners got to do some things in particular to secure the victory. Now, I think if they do these 5 keys, they will go out there and they will get the job done. Number one, stop the run. I think the Niners' number one objective on defense is to take away the Lions' strength. Now, Jared Goff is going to look to throw the ball. He actually likes to throw the ball a lot, whether it's underneath routes, quick throws, deep passes down the field. But they're going to predicate their passing game again, based off of the run. So the 49ers need to find a way to plug those holes up the middle so that those linebackers could come in and fill in those gaps, secure the tackles. I'm looking for Fred Warner or Oren Burks. If he plays in this particular game, he's dealing with a shoulder injury, as well as Dre Greenlaw in their run defense to do exactly that. I do expect Eric Armstead to have a great game. I expect Javon Hargrave to have a great game, and all the rotative pieces that come in. You don't want to give any big plays or any runs. You don't want them to sustain any runs, especially up the middle. I think David Montgomery is going to come in and try to set the tone for the Detroit Lions and gash that 49ers defensive front right up the middle. But listen, it doesn't stop there. They also are an outside zone team. Sounds familiar, right? They're just like the San Francisco 49ers. So Jahmyr Gibbs on the outside with some special plays. He will get the ball and try to get the ball outside, just like we watched Christian McCaffrey. And David Montgomery is going to try to get the ball and gush right up the middle and gash right up the middle. And so they have a two-headed monster at the running back position, and they have been superb pretty much all season long. Followed by that offensive line, or led by that offensive line, they are moving the ball. Now, the Lions do have an injury on their offensive line to where Jonah Jackson, left guard, will not be playing in this game. He has been ruled out. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to continue to figure out, try to run the ball against the San Francisco 49ers and hit them right up the middle. So the Niners got to stop the run, because they take away the run. Now you're forcing Jared Goff to become one-dimensional. You're forcing him to pass. Quarterbacks want to pass on their own terms. Offensive coordinators want to throw on their own terms. But when the defense can predict and make sure and kind of tell the offense what you're going to do, that's where the 49ers excel and super seed in their defense. And if they can stop the run, they'll be moving on to that Super Bowl. Number 2, limit the explosives. Now, look, the Lions get explosive plays. They have a plethora of weapons, from the wide receiver to Amon-Ra St. Brown to their tight end, Sam Laporta. We just talked about their running backs. All right, they have guys that are going to make plays. The 49ers, I'm okay with catches, runs, but they got to find a way to limit the explosives. They gave up a plethora of explosives in the Green Bay game. One play went for 53 yards on the ground. It was an outside zone run with a one cut back to the inside zone. And, 49ers, Logan Ryan missed that tackle. And so that gashed the 49ers up. And this was after the 49ers took a lead. So, wow, man, they take a lead, and all of a sudden, Green Bay gets the ball in some great field position. Now, listen, the Lions have capable players of doing that too, as well as on the ground, as well as in the air. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions don't try to test 49ers cornerback Ambry Thomas, who also had a pretty down game last week. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to test him just to see what's going on, to see if the referees, the NFL officials will throw some flags and things like that. But the 49ers got to figure out a way to limit the explosive plays. And I mean, even in the penalty game, because those penalties, that one penalty, that 41-yard penalty, that PI penalty on Ambry Thomas was explosive because it got the Green Bay Packers down in good field position. Jared Goff is going to try to come out there and throw the ball. So this is going to come down to finding ways to limit the big plays down the field. 49ers are going to have to make sure that they wrap and tackle at all costs. Don't let these shifty Lions break a tackle and get you and gas you for more yards. On the ground, screens, rushing, they got to find a way to limit those explosives. Anything plus 10 yards for me is an explosive run. Anything plus 20 in the air is an explosive pass. So the Niners need to figure out ways to limit those. And, it starts up front with the 49ers defensive front. Like we said, if they can take away the run, they'll be just fine. And now you can play your pass defense. You can put more people back out there. You can play in your nickel packages and things like that, depending on if they come up with 3 wideouts or whatever. But they do like to use 3 wideouts. So we're going to see what's going to happen. Offensively, number 3, the 49ers have to run the ball. Now, I don't know why the 49ers go away from the run game. It's not like they're trailing by 100. But look, if you're trailing in this game, find a way to run the ball. End of discussion. If you're winning in this game and you're up, you have a lead, continue to run the ball. Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the NFL, and he's probably going to win the Offensive Player of the Year award. Now, if he's the best running back, I don't care if the Lions' run defense is ranked second or they finish ranking second in the NFL in run defense. They got to run the ball. The Niners have a top rushing offense. They have the best running back, and it doesn't even have to be all on Christian McCaffrey. I think the best news this week is that Deebo Samuel is going to be active and ready to go. Now the 49ers can do what they like to do. They can kind of predicate what they want the defense to do, right? They can run outside zone, inside zone. They can use their wide receiver like Deebo Samuel to stretch the field. They can bring in Elijah Mitchell now. And it's just it's many more options the 49ers have in this particular game. But they got to stick with the run. Don't abandon the run just because you want to take advantage of the Lions' weaknesses on defense. They may be ranked top, but that doesn't mean you don't have the top rushing attack in the NFL. So the 49ers need to run the ball consistently and find a way to make sure that they're running the ball effectively. That's number 3. Number 4, attack the secondary. Listen, I just talked about the Detroit Lions pass defense being ranked 27th. That's terrible. They give up plethora of yards, but you know what? They gamble a lot and they try to make plays. So I feel like in this particular game, let Brock throw the ball by attacking the secondary on every level, whether it's the short pass, whether it's the intermediate pass, and whether he takes his shots down the field. The 49ers need to attack this secondary. There's not an outside corner in this league, especially on the Detroit Lions, that will be able to cover man-to-man a Brandon Ayuk. I would like to see what they're going to do. How many defensive backs they're going to bring in this game? Will they run a lot of dime? Will they play man out of dime? Because Deebo Samuel was playing, and they're going to have to figure that out. But I tell you what, you can line up Juwan Jennings, who had a great game against the Green Bay Packers, over in the slot, and I don't think there's anybody that can defend him in his size. The 49ers have to attack the secondary, and they have to do it well. I think Brock Purdy's going to come out throwing the ball. He's going to look at that defense. They're going to blitz a lot. He's going to pretty much take what the defenses is going to give him. You heard Brock talk about not being able to hit his checkdowns early. I think Brock is going to be looking for those checkdowns because you know what? Getting to those checkdowns early establishes a rhythm, and it allows Brock Purdy's brain to manipulate that defense just a little bit better. And so I'm expecting that. I'm expecting Kyle Shanahan's game plan to attack the weakness, but is also going to look to run the ball as well. That would be number 4. Number 5, the fifth key to victory is just that. They have to be aggressive. Listen, this is winner go home football. It's all gas, no brakes. 49ers have to be aggressive, and you know where it starts? It starts with the coaching. So Kyle Shanahan's going to have to come out with aggressive play calling. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for it on 4th downs just as much as he thinks Dan Campbell is going to go for it on 4th downs. I think you play the aggressive game, but you be wise in your aggression. You don't have to find a way to call this game conservatively from the offensive side. Kyle Shanahan has all the great weapons in the world, and he has a great quarterback being able to distribute the ball to those weapons. But they got to find a way to be on the attack. Don't be on that receiving end where, no. Attack the defense. Be aggressive. Play calling needs to be aggressive on the offensive side just as much as the play calling needs to be aggressive on the defensive side. Steve Wilks is going to have to figure out a way, not how to generate pressure, but how to get to this quarterback. Jared Goff is not a mobile quarterback. If the 49ers cannot just generate the pressure, but at least get some hits on Jared Goff, force him to get outside that pocket, they will have a field day. This is what Steve Wilks is going to have to do. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 10 to 15 different blitzes from Steve Wilks. I think Steve Wilks, no sacks against the Green Bay Packers. I think that changes in this particular game. He's going to dial it up. Expect aggression from the defensive coordinator. Now, let's talk about the players. The players got to be aggressive the moment they step out on that football field. I'm talking warm-ups. I'm talking pregame. I'm talking national anthem. I'm talking the whole game. And I expect Fred Warner to lead this team out with full aggression. Please be advised. I guarantee you that they're going to come out on fire. The more aggressive this team is, the more gambles that they're going to probably take in this game, but I'm okay with it. This is win or go home. You go all in. We talked about going all in all season. Hey, if you lose this game, you won't even be playing in the big game. So you got to be wise. You got to be smart when you take your shots, but I think that the 49ers aggression, they're going to come out as the more physical and dominant team in this game. Those are the keys to victory. Number 1, stop the run. Number 2, limit the explosives. Number 3, run the ball. Number 4, attack the secondary. And number 5, be aggressive. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Wayne Breezy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, you can check out the article on 49erswebzone.com. We're sponsored by residency.com. Use that promo code SFBreezy. And thanks for watching as always. And I'm already telling you we will be back next week too. Well, in 2 weeks to give you the keys to victory to Super Bowl 58.